Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday. Monday? It's Tuesday. Monday. It's Monday. Uh, Hope everybody had a good evening. Hope everybody had a good day. And this past weekend was good for you, I hope. Uh, the other day, I put on Facebook, and let me tell you something. Get it off my chest now. I'm using my phone to record this one, so you know, just to see what it turns out like, and I have the audio straight into the phone. So right now, I'm sort of trying to get used to not looking at the viewfinder right here where I can see it on the screen, but looking at the camera. So I'm feeling sort of awkward. And I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he had a good idea. He said, "No, next time you do your video, just make sure you look more at the camera," which I find difficult sometimes, I guess. And plus, take notes, right? So um, I got to take some notes. I did, and I have my laptop right here. You know, it's sitting down here. So I don't want to look awkward because sometimes I'm looking at the viewfinder to see where I'm at. So it looks like I'm looking away from the camera. But you know how a phone works. All you have phones. So Leadercast 20 episode 2. The other day on Facebook, I put up a comment. What did you do to get through quarantine to this quarantine, and how did you cope? And I had some great comments, so I appreciate everybody who comments, everybody who takes the time to read it. And when I post this, take the time to watch this and share and like. So I appreciate it. I'm putting them on YouTube and on Facebook and small clips on Instagram. Then I put the link on Instagram. Um, and tell me if you could hear the because every single time it seems like last time the trash truck showed up, and then I thought you could hear it clearly, and a lot of people said that you couldn't. So this time I got my neighbor cutting the grass. He's cutting the grass at 6 o'clock in the evening. So you can hear. I don't know if you can hear it. Man, if you can hear it, tell me you can, or tell me you can. You hear the brrrr every few minutes. So I've been watching the on this thing. It has a like a volume. So I've been watching it to see if it picks it up, and it hasn't. So I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, let me know. So on the comments, how did you cope? How did you get through? Let me say this again. What did you do to get through this time of quarantine, and how did you cope? A good friend of mine last, he got quiet. He said he got quiet and he became open minded. Um, and we can't control externals. He said we can only master ourselves. So I asked him, open minded in what sense, right? And he put allowing for all possibilities, not just what I think is viable, putting myself in others people's shoes, understanding their pain and joys, taking the emphasis off of last. And that makes so much sense. And forgive me, I look away only because I'm thinking what to say. It's hard for me to stare at a camera and try to think. So I th- I think this made everybody open minded in some sense, um, because there's a lot of things that we can't control. You know, you can only control how you react to things. You can only control how you see things. And this one I think has taught so many people that you can't. This one was out of everybody's control, and it's caused people to be open minded. Hopefully, or you're gonna find yourself extremely frustrated. So thanks, Laz. Erica said that she went through a bad moment where she was really depressed and she was having panic attacks and anxiety, which I know that all too well. I've been through it, and I'm glad that she's doing well. She said that they tried to prescribe her meds. She didn't want to take them, which I understand completely because I'm the same exact way. Um, and she got into meditation and exercise, which helped her feel better. And I think that's amazing because there's other coping mechanisms. Don't get me wrong. There's times where meds are necessary, for certain things, and I'm not knocking it, not by far. But there's also other ways to cope. I'm the same way. I'm not a fitness expert by far. Am I a fitness expert? But exercise helps me a lot, and I'm glad that it helped her. And meditation for her. That's a great thing too. So thank you, Erica. Jenny, she responded as well, and she put that she picked up her phone a little bit more checked in on her friends, and family a little bit more. And I think this is showing everybody to check on one another a little bit more. Just making sure we're all okay. Because this is a doozy. So it changed a lot of people in a lot of ways. And she picked up the phone more. And called her family. So all these things that I'm saying can also be tools for you guys who are out there coping with this. I know me. Listen, I gotta exercise. I gotta do. I gotta go for walks. Um, I just try to keep away from social media. I try to keep away from not keep away from it. Let me not say to keep away from it because I don't. Um, I don't absorb it. I don't take it I don't take comments so seriously. I don't take people's opinions so serious. I just read it and keep it moving. But I don't. I don't. I don't let. I don't try to absorb the negativity. Let me say it that way because I'm stumbling over my words. But I try to get away from the negativity. Matt Spencer, a good friend of mine. He worked on improving his house. Yeah, he did a lot of great projects in his house. He did his stairs in his house. I'm looking at a picture. That's why I keep looking down. But he did his stairs. He did so many different things, and he posted them on Facebook. So he took and focused his time on improving his house and doing things inside his home. So everybody has so many different ways. It's amazing. Another gentleman I know, Chaos, he put that he threw himself heavily into his photography. It's a passion for him, right? So he'd always loved it, but he threw himself into it. He got involved in it, and he takes some amazing pictures. You got to see it. It's crazy. His name is Chaos, Kaos. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's spelled Ysaguirre. He takes some amazing photos. You got to check and Jenny. Jenny does also. Jenny, she's on Facebook. She's Jenny, Jennie. Reitan is Reitan. If I chopped it up, I'm sorry. But check out their photos. And that's what he did. My sister, Christine Morales, she got into, she says, she went backwards. She's not went backwards, but she's a little backwards. She said before quarantine started, I would keep myself busy all day. And I know my sister. My sister can stay busy. She's great. She's amazing. But she said she kept herself busy all day, and to keep her mind off of her pains, because she has body pains and stuff like that. And now she says she just relaxes. She takes every second. She drives. She drives with my niece and my niece and her granddaughter, and becoming one with nature. So I'm telling you, this has changed people in so many ways. It's amazing. This has forced a lot of people to just simply slow down completely because it was out of your control. You had to slow down. You had no choice. Hold on. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Probably could pick up all these noises. I don't know. But anyways, a buddy of mine, Raymond, he says he's an essential worker. And he but he finds his apartment much cleaner. Hey, this is what you got to do. You go clean your apartment. You get some more time at home, and just keep your house clean, I guess. Another friend of mine said that he reached out to his classmates that he hadn't spoken to in years. Another buddy of mine, Ron Simmons, that was by the way, that was Mohammed. Ron says he plays video games again, and he got into phone games, but nothing like a joystick in hand. He says he enjoys his video games, and whatever worked, for whatever worked for you, and whatever. Forgive me, I'm over here scrolling up and down, but whatever worked and whatever helped you to cope. And the reason why I share these stories and I ask for comments on these questions is to simply be able to share, because the sharing part might help someone realize, wow, this is how they did it, so this is how I can do it, or wow, I'm not the only one experiencing these things. So that's why, I end up sharing a lot of the comments that come through. And forgive me, I'm looking down, I'm looking away, but I'm reading them, so as I'm scrolling through Facebook. And again, the way I cope with it now, because we're still in it, it's not like it went away, is just that. I talked to another buddy of mine today. He said he's getting into his cars. Ray, he's my chief, he's my boss. He's getting into, working, on his cars, like hobby stuff, and he told me He says, Tony, you're getting into what you're doing. Like, this is an outlet for me. What I'm doing right here is an outlet for me. This is, um, it helps me to reach others some way, somehow. If even on Facebook or through Instagram, hold on, sorry, or YouTube, this is helping others in just sharing some way, somehow, and letting one another know that we're not alone, because we're not alone in this mess. There's people who have families, but there's people who are going through this quarantine alone, and you're not alone. So try your best. Um, Nothing lasts